Hey everybody, it's the Doctor here with Typical Manga Fan, and today we will be going over Akame got killed, chapters 58 and 59. We're going to be doing them as separate videos, but we're going to see 58 just to the chapter description, and 59 will kind of go into the theory time and description and commentary more.
Yeah, I mean we don't. I mean it just seems kind of pointless to do it with 58, right?
Yeah, because they
we
both
have the other chapter.
Yeah, they both came out at the same. Why was that? Do you know? Was 58 delayed or what?
I have no idea.
Right.
Yeah, beat me.
Anyway, and the nice part though, 58 does start with a nice little cover page for us here, where we see soldiers kind of like saluting Night Raid.
Yep.
They're pretty much like thinking the fact that their best bet at taking down Esdeath is going to be using Akame's sword Murasame, because it's a one-hit kill.
Yeah, I just think I feel like that's gonna bite them back in the ass sometime, like somehow, depending on a few soldiers.
Yeah. Very likely, and then we have like Akame and Tatsumi together. I admit, it took me a while to realize that was Tatsumi, because like the anime picture someone with brown hair, but also I forgot he had his eyes changed from Incursio.
Yeah, I think that's the thing you could tell definitely that it's Tatsumi. Plus, it's not like Lubok's there anymore, right?
Right. So there aren't really any other guys anymore anyway. Anyway, what we have next is that right outside the camp, the place gets attacked by a big old spidery danger beast.
And we all know who that is.
Yep. Or if we didn't know right away, then it gets revealed pretty quickly. It's Cosmina from Wild Hunt.
Apparently, yeah, she's been demonized.
Yep.
I don't know. So
she pretty much just kills and/or devours everything.
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty. Yeah.
She goes Attack on Titan on that place.
Yeah, it's even worse because attacks they don't rip you apart like that. They just eat you and like they'll bite you maybe once or twice, but they just swallow you whole sometimes. Yeah. With this, it's pretty like they rip you apart. The teeth just kind of cuts them.
And if you get away from the Cosmina, you got the swordsman coming right at you there too. What was his name again?
I totally forgot. I know his. You know the weird part is I know the name of his sword more.
Well, yeah, because Zoro has that sword.
Yeah. But I don't remember.
Izo. There it is.
Okay. Well, I think we'll need to remember that much longer though.
Fair enough.
And then and of course Cosmina's like, oh, there's so much food, and so it's obvious that she's been consumed by her hunger,
Yep. So
she's obviously not the same person she used to be.
Yep. And then Izo's wondering why Cosmina's not just attacking them outright, but see here, yeah, but the one actually made her this way, like Dorothy. She's pretty much saying that Cosmina's feelings towards her comrades are still strong in her, like even stronger than most realized.
It's kind of hard to feel, to kind of feel like sympathy or empathy for any of these characters, considering that they're Wild Hunt. Wild Hunt's a bunch of assholes. Yeah,
and then like I say, rarely some more rebellion groups people find these dead bodies, like the mound of bodies here. Interestingly enough, the woman in charge seems to be having Shear's Tegu, the scissors.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I keep thinking of when I think of scissors, it's kind of kill.
Yeah, because like when your weapon literally closed, scissors are the best weapon.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously there's a lot of death, and they're just like, okay, we need to handle this somehow.
Yep.
And so they're gonna basically prepare for a counterattack, and then we go back to the base of I keep forgetting her name. Dorothea. There we go. Dorothea and Izo. And not Izo. It's actually someone else.
Yeah.
And it turns out, well, the first off they talk about how it's such a lovely picnic. You want to come along next time? But this person says that she can't step away, and from the palace grounds. And it turns out that she was the girl who tried to rape Tatsumi and got smashed through the wall by Esdeath, which is funny. And obviously being a masochist, she loved it. Although, actually kind of weird. She says still unyielding, even with that look in his eyes. It was a moment of pure ecstasy. It's kind of weird. Like, he was just shocked that that happened. Was like, what? It was weird. Like, why would she talk about his eyes when I don't really know. Like, it's kind of weird. It wasn't Esdeath doing the one that was smashing her in the face in.
Smashing her, but I think he was still resisting her. So I forget. I thought it was just a mistranslation.
Well, I don't know. It's because her flashback is of Tatsumi being like hella shocked. I'm like, well, why would those eyes specifically be unyielding? Because he was shocked as hell.
Yep. Very yieldy eyes.
Yeah. But she's like, oh my gosh, it was a moment of pure ecstasy at first glance in that passing moment. Blah blah blah. Not a single war needed to be exchanged. Just killing. So very sadistic. It's like I'm climaxing with pleasure in a world of absolute lust. Okay, yeah. What
you loved it. We get it.
Huh?
You loved it. We get it.
Yeah. But her mouth though is bandaged, probably from the damage. I wonder if it's like gonna be like all deformed. You know.
Wonder if she'd be happy about that.
It's so hard to get these people. And then Dorothea gives a rather interesting look. Like she's like kind of like it's a smile, but not much emotion. It's kind of weird. But yeah, so she's just like, you shouldn't underestimate. Oh, who says? Okay, yeah. So the girl who had her face smashed in says you shouldn't underestimate Tatsumi. And then Dorothea says it'd be a waste if he died by poison. And they both agree, and I think she responds in saying that he wouldn't die through something like poison. And then they basically talk about how strong he is.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
Yep, and the next day they're getting ready to launch another attack. Dorothy, Izo, and Cosmina.
Yeah, what the hell's her name again?
Cosmina?
No. I mean, the bandage girl.
I don't know. I'm trying to find out myself.
Like
she was part of the... I'm looking at a TV show character page, but they mentioned her...
She had a name that I remember was very memorable because it was someone else had that name.
See here.
But yeah, you can go look for that. Well, I'll just continue on here.
Sure.
And then so Izo and Dorothea and Cosmina are now about to attack another outpost, and they're just preparing to eat or get food for Cosmina.
Here it is, Suzuka.
Suzuka, there we go. Yeah, that's a common name. And then Cosmina gets attacked by Akame.
Yep. And it actually does seem to connect, like the sword connects, but I think that it doesn't actually kill her in one shot like it's supposed to.
Well, I guess now she knows how Soifon feels. Then they're like,
Akame has always noted that her weakness would be like armored or tough to cut opponents. So
yeah, but it's kind of funny that Soifon is supposed to be a 2-hit kill and she's only killed one person the entire manga. Isn't that pretty sad?
Yeah, and even then, not by using the 2-hit kill. I don't think.
She did. She just used a really weird thing where she attacked him from two different sides, but they intersected at the same point.
Yep.
Like inside his body. So it was just weird, but yeah.
And then Dorothy's pointing out that they pretty much figured out their pattern after just 3 attacks. And then, so going by that, they kind of figured like where the most logical place for them to attack next would be, and they were prepared for it. And it's not just Akame this time. We've also got Tatsumi and Leon ready to fight in this round.
It's interesting that they have that everyone's at the battlefront at this point. Although because they're not only these Wild Hunt guys are just the first set of wave, I guess you could say, because we have As Death and her lackeys still around.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think there though we still have only Wave and Kurome, don't we?
Yeah, I think those are the only two left. They actually have a cover page in the beginning where they show you basically everyone who's left. But yeah, I don't know if it's 58 or 59, but there was one, I think it was 58. But after thinking it over, this whole thing reeked of Wild Hunt. So basically, they figured out that they were still Wild Hunt around.
Yep.
And so basically, they're like, oh shit, okay, well, you guys are in front of us? Alright, time to get started. And she sends Cosmina to attack them.
Yep. Also, I just realized, I don't think we ever actually said the chapter name on here, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, chapter 58 is Kill the Skilled. My bad. Anyway, go along. The attacking starts.
And Cosmina is still alive, and it's just like, how the hell did that happen? And it turns out it's a body double. Apparently, it's like a substitution jutsu or a shadow clone jutsu. One of those things.
How funny that we're recording these right after we did a Naruto one.
Yeah.
She has burrito power.
So the battle basically begins, and I think Dorothea says the Philosopher's Stone is basically, I think, what allows her to turn Cosmina into a gigantic beast.
Yeah, and it might be why she survived the attack as well. Maybe it wasn't actually a double like Akame thought, or maybe it's reading that.
She also was able to manipulate the Imperial arms too. That's what she says.
Okay.
So maybe that's something that has to do with it. There's only one existence And yeah, and of course now Akame is facing Izo, the two swordsmen.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
Tatsumi goes after Kazmina.
And he knows that there are only 4 times left he can use Incursio, and remembers Mine.
Mm-hmm.
And but he has to use Incursio because well they're too powerful for him not to.
Yeah.
And well he's attacking Cosmina now. Uh, some fighting goes on.
Yeah.
I like the design for this Incursio armor. I gotta tell you that.
Like the current form of it, you mean?
Yeah, I like the design a lot.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks they can only turn into 4 times. I mean, like I love to see more of this type
Well,
of.
3 now.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll count this one though.
Yeah.
4. But yeah. So now I think Akame's gotten worried that he's using his powers, but he kind of has to.
Yeah.
And then so Leon is going to fight Dorothea, since everyone else basically is paired up.
Yep. Of course, Dorothy is a lot tougher than she looks at first glance.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we go back to the fight between Kame and Izo, and they basically compare their swords. It's kind of weird. What was Kosetsu's ability?
I don't know if he actually has an ability, or if that's just a regular sword. I think it comes up here. It's not a Tegu like hers is.
It just like has this thing where it like wants to kill people, right? Like kind of like yeah.
That or he does, and he's just got a personality thing going.
I think it's the sword that it's kind of influencing though.
Hmm.
Is he blushing, by the way?
Who? Izo?
Izo. Yeah.
I don't know. I said page.
Like,
I'm a little. Pages are loading slowly, so I'm a little bit behind you right now.
Okay, page 33. It's on the left panel, bottom left panel. It looks like he's blushing. I don't know if that's shadow, but it seems like he's like ready to fight. And everyone seems to get off and fighting. It's weird.
Well, he especially does. That's one of his things right there. So, well, in that case, it looks like it could go either way on there. It could be a blush, or it could just be shadow. It could go either way on that one.
Yeah. So let's see what else we got here. So yeah, basically says, Kosetsu. I think I said Kotetsu before, but it's Kosetsu. It's telling him that he desires to drink more of it. So either he's hearing voices or the sword is actually cursed.
Yep.
And then they begin to fight.
Yep.
And they're just standing, and then go.
Yep. The old samurai, the standard method of samurai battles.
Yep, they fight for a bit, exchange some blades, and oh crap, Akame got cut in half, and horizontally. That's not good.
Never is.
Yep. And he's like, victory is mine! And it turns out, nope. And I guess that was like an after image?
Most likely, or
something.
I don't know. The way I took it was like he was somehow predicting the attack and then got it wrong, or she did something else.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I would say, hey, look, well, the anime will probably figure that out, but nope. The anime went somewhere else, so
we're never going to see that in the anime.
Yeah, or they might do a Soul Eater, or not Soul Eater, a Full Metal Alchemist thing. I don't know,
maybe. But it was pretty close to the anime up until that point, so I don't know. Or pretty close to the manga up to that point, wasn't it?
Yeah, it ended basically where Tatsumi was supposed to get executed, I think, roughly around there. But yeah, so now the fight continues. Yeah, because you can't really get an after image of someone getting cut in half. You kind of just go through the after image. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she attacks him when he was kind of like she caught him off guard, and I think that actually ends the fight. Yep, and he's just like gets cut, and because he got cut, it was a one hit kill.
Well, doesn't he get bisected also? I mean, one hit kill is kind of redundant by that point.
Yeah, because he does get. Yeah, there's no way, even if it was a normal sword, you'd die.
Yeah. And yeah, look at the page. It is more. I think that whole scene where she gets Akame is cut in half is more like just like him like predicting or imagining what's going to happen, and then she kind of spanners this vision a bit.
Okay, so Izo wants Akame to take Kosetsu, and so he can fulfill Kosetsu's desire to drink more blood, but she just slashes him again.
Yeah, she don't want none of that.
Yeah, so he's like, how could you betray the last request of a fellow katana user? And she's like, I was never a swordsman.
Yeah, I'm not a swordsman. I'm a killer.
Joke's on you.
I'm an assassin. She's under no obligation to do any of these things.
Oh, one sec. There's this ad going on.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm ready now. Yeah, and then she just leaves. He's dead.
Yep.
That was actually a really quick fight. I didn't expect it to be that fast.
Yeah, I mean, Akame fights usually are going to be quick unless there's some special reason why the other person's like really tough against her. Of course, at the same time, I think this is only like we haven't actually seen her kill a lot with that sword, have we? With the actual one-hit poison kill of it.
I don't know. You read the manga more than me.
Yeah, I can only think of maybe like a couple of examples, but like the woman at the very beginning, from the girl from no, wait, that was Tatsumi who killed that one. I know there's like this one guy who attacked Akame not realizing that her sword was a one-hit kill, so he laughed off like just getting nicked with it, and then promptly died.
That's just funny though. If you get cut in like a body, like through a limb or something, if you cut the limb off, do you survive, or are you still dead? Are you still dead? Like, is it like instantaneous? Like
with Akame's sword, any hit will be potentially fatal.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, because it's the poison, right?
Right. Yeah, it's poison on there. Like, and even if it cuts off a limb, like the poison still comes in contact with at least both halves of the cut.
So what I'm saying is, like, if you get cut in, say, the hand, so let's say she cuts you in the hand, right?
Right.
And then to survive, you cut your entire arm off.
Don't know that in that case.
Because then the poison, unless the poison is instantaneous, you can basically cut off. It's kind of like a zombie bite, you know? If the zombie bites you, you can still cut off that arm.
Of course.
To save yourself.
Even if you do that and survive doing so, you're still facing Akame with a deadly sword in her hand.
And you have no arm.
Exactly. So it's it's kind of a lose-lose situation there.
And you're bleeding. But with these guys, who the hell knows, you know? Anyway, so then these four guys, like gigantic monster beasts, whatever the hell they are, come out of nowhere with swords, and they're ready to attack her. And yeah, they're the ones who were apparently rampaged through the Imperial capital earlier, but something's different about them. And then we go back to the Dorothea and Leon fight.
Yep.
And yeah.
Such a shame I wound up with you as my opponent. Your blood probably reeks like an animal's. Yeah, it sucks to be. Yeah, sucks to be you. Looks like the little kid needs to be taught some manners. And I think that little reeky blood mop kind of kind of ticked her off because she's got a little anger vein popping in her cheek.
Oh yeah, she's always been very emotional.
Oh yeah.
So she's about to cut loose, as they say. Mm-hmm. All right, so that ends our chapter. We'll move on to the next one. Right?
Yeah, like I said, chapter 59 will be where we get more in depth in all this. So, like I said, this is just for description, but we're gonna keep it as its own separate video, just so we don't like have one super long video before you have to wade through.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Take us away.
Bye.